welcome back to Wealth and Mobility Insights by Gallant Toole, the podcast which is designed exclusively for global minded entrepreneurs, family businesses, and investors who are seeking some sort of guidance at a high level. I'm Sarah, and today we are diving into a topic which is very crucial for ambitious international entrepreneurs, which is mastering global business expansion. And joining me once again is Akshay Bhandari, Director and Chartered Accountant at Gallant Toole, whose deep expertise in global financial structuring and cross-border strategy positions him very uniquely to discuss today's topic. Akshay, it is a pleasure to have you back.
Thank you, Sarah. Delighted to explore this crucial area today.
Akshay, the landscape of global business expansion has significantly changed over the recent years. What is the difference now, and why should elite entrepreneurs rethink their expansion strategy?
I think, Sarah, this is the great question. The biggest shift we see today is that global expansion is no longer about simply opening offices abroad or entering new markets. It's now about strategically positioning your business to navigate geopolitical volatility, regulatory complexity, and evolving global economic conditions. What's truly different now is the increasing interplay between geopolitics and global commerce. Trade wars, sanctions, and shifting alliances require entrepreneurs to adopt a more nuanced, strategically flexible approach. High net worth business leaders today need to think about multi layered structuring, building entities that are agile enough to pivot quickly in response to sudden changes in global politics and economics.
So, talking traditionally, businesses expanding internationally often gravitated towards tax havens. Is this still a viable strategy today, or should businesses rethink their jurisdictional strategies entirely?
I think the traditional notion of merely placing business entities in tax havens are outdated now. Increasing global transparency, reporting obligations, and reputational risk means that simply selecting a jurisdiction because it offers zero or low taxes is no longer sufficient or even advisable. Today's elite entrepreneurs must strategically select jurisdictions based on below things: regulatory and legal stability, strong intellectual property protections, access to talent and technology ecosystems, and reputation and alignment with corporate values. For instance, we advised a fast growing Asian tech firm that recently opted for Switzerland, not simply for tax reasons, but because of its advanced infrastructure, respected reputation globally, strong IP protections, and beneficial R&D incentives.
And Akshay, could you share an anonymized yet detailed case study demonstrating exactly how strategic structuring played out for your recent clients' global expansion?
Certainly, Sarah. Let's consider a technology entrepreneur. Let's call him Mr. Ali, whose Middle Eastern startup achieved a rapid success. He planned a strategic expansion into the European market but faced challenges regarding regulatory complexity, taxation, IP protection, and market entry barriers. Our comprehensive solution included establishing an EU operational headquarters in Dublin, Ireland, strategically chosen due to its business friendly environment, skilled workforce, favorable IP regimes, and easy EU market access. We then structured a holding company in the Netherlands to leverage the country's extensive tax treaty network, legal stability, and simplified dividend repatriation rules. Crucially, we set up a dedicated IP company in Luxembourg, providing strong IP protections and considerable tax efficiencies on royalties. What was the result? As a result, Ali's business significantly reduced entry barriers, optimized tax structures, and established robust asset protection from day one, facilitating seamless growth across Europe.
Talking globally, a lot of entrepreneurs often struggle with this decision of whether they should acquire an existing operation or build their business from scratch in the new market. How should they actually go about in this approach?
Sarah, this is a vital consideration. Each route offers distinct advantages and complexities. Acquisition offers instant market access, established customer bases, and quicker returns, but it brings integration challenges and due diligence complexity. On the other hand, greenfield investment allows total control over corporate culture, operational standards, and market positioning, but requires more significant initial investment and longer lead times to profitability. For instance, we advised a healthcare group expanding into the US. Initially, they were considering acquisition. Detailed diligence revealed potential regulatory complications and legacy liabilities. Then they opted for greenfield, establishing fully compliant and scalable operations, resulting in stronger long term returns and fully operational control.
And intellectual property is often overlooked in the global structuring strategies. So, why should the entrepreneurs place IP management at the core of their international plans?
I think IP is one of the most valuable as well as most vulnerable assets a global business owns. Mismanaged IP structure result in substantial financial leakage, tax inefficiency, and increased legal risk. Proper IP structuring ensures that royalties, patents, trademarks, and licenses are fully protected, correctly taxed, and optimally monetized. For example, we recently restructured a multinational client's IP assets from a single jurisdiction to a multi jurisdictional approach. Patents in Switzerland, trademarks in Ireland, and royalties managed via Luxembourg. This strategic segmentation significantly reduced global tax burdens and provided more comprehensive legal protection across markets.
To wrap up, Akshay, can you give our audience a checklist of the best practices to ensure their global business structures remain resilient, agile, and yet competitive?
Certainly, here is a practical 4-step checklist. Diversify your jurisdictional exposure. Avoid reliance on any single jurisdiction. Instead, create strategic redundancies. Prioritize compliance and reporting. Proactively manage global regulatory requirements, particularly around transfer pricing and substance rules. Create separate IP structures. Place IP in jurisdictions offering the highest legal and tax advantages. And lastly, regularly review and adapt. Continuously reassess geopolitical changes and economic shifts, adapting structures proactively. Following these principles, entrepreneurs can ensure agility, resilience, and sustained competitive advantage.
Awesome, Akshay. Exceptional insights today. Any final advice for our business leaders embarking on this global expansion?
I think strategic expansion isn't merely about geographic presence, it's about creating structures that withstand volatility, protect your core assets, and sustainably grow your wealth and influence.
Thank you again, Akshay. And thank you to our listeners for joining yet another episode of Wealth and Mobility Insights by Gallant Toole. Subscribe for continued insights and visit galto.com to discuss your global plans personally with Akshay and his expert advisory team.